Day 48 of 100 Days of Code as I'm learning the Python programming language. This video is to track my progress and to hold myself accountable. So I revisited lists today, performing some operations on lists. I focused a little bit on performing arithmetic operations as well as others. And so this will be a part 2 from a previous video that I did on day 26 where I performed operations on list as well. I'm going to start by setting a variable int, which stands for integer, to the value of 10. From here, if I wanted to add 1 to the value of this integer or any number, I could do so by taking the existing variable, adding the number, and then storing it into the existing variable itself. So I would do so in 2 ways. One could be taking int, assigning it to int plus, let's say we're going to add 1. The other way to do this would be take int, and it would actually be plus or equal to 1. So essentially these two are the same, and they will produce the same outcome. If I wanted to, and I'm going to get rid of this one since they're both the same, if I wanted to print int, you can see it's now 11. Again, I did it this way, you can see that it still produces the value of 11. And you can actually do this with other operations as well. Do something like threads equal 300. Okay, so one day I received 300 threads. The next day I received 10 times. So it would be threads times 10, or the same would be threads times equal to 10. So these would produce the same, and we can test this by passing it through a print function. So if I run this, 10 times the amount the next day would be 3,000. And then if we wanted to test this, pass it through, and you can see it produces the same outcome. You can also use this operation on list. So let's get rid of this and create a list, and we'll just do a threads list. So C2, we'll do beacon fishing, and we're going to print our threads list. Here we can see our list. Now if I wanted to do threads equal to, let's say plus or equal to insider, this is what this would look like, and this will actually append it. And so when you're using this on a list, it's going to append it to the list. So if I print the new threads list out, you can see that it was added to the end of the list. Now let's say from here I wanted to take the elements of this list and sort them. So we would do so by taking our list, and then you're going to utilize the .sort function, and this is going to sort our list. You can see that my list was sorted by alphabetical order. I could also reverse this, and I would do so by using the .reverse. Again, we'll pass this through our print function, and you can see that now they are in reverse order. Let's say that I wanted to pop an element from the list. Through the print function, just to check it, by default, it'll pop the last element in our list. So because we reversed the order, it popped the beacon element from this list. Now I'm going to go in C2. Now, keep in mind that we already have C2 on this list. So let's see what this does when we try to append another string called C2. And I'll print this, pass it through the print function. And you can see when you're working with the list that you can have duplicate elements. So what it did was essentially just add it to the list as a separate element. Let's say I wanted to go about counting it. So let's count 2. And it identifies both of the C2s as a separate element. So there are 2 there.